What's up guys? Today I am bringing you a video from my creek front property here. I wanted to be talking to you guys just about the values of powerlifting training and bodybuilding training and how I do genuinely believe they have influenced me for the better to be better at business, better at training, better at coaching, and just overall improving my life, and how you guys can implement that into your own life. So let's get straight into it. So I want to start off with actually swimming. I know this video I'm making mainly about the values of powerlifting training and bodybuilding training, but this all started out for me as a swimmer. I swam competitively from the age of about 11 all the way up to 18 years old. And so swimming was a big shift for me. It really built my confidence up. I realized as I got faster and I could swim harder races and start to beat out other fast, very successful swimmers in my area locally to me, it really started to build up my perspective of myself. I felt more confident. I felt like I had something going for me. And so it was once I started trying to give lifting a shot that I really started to enjoy that, and that started to take more and more of my focus. 9th grade, freshman year, and into 10th grade, 11th grade, I started competing in powerlifting. And what powerlifting taught me is how to be uncomfortable with extreme pressure. When you put that bar on your back, when you pick up a heavy deadlift bar, there's a lot going on mentally where you have to be okay with lifting a weight that could potentially crush you, potentially completely injure you if you don't properly manage that weight on your body. If you're benching, you could potentially drop the bar on yourself and crush your torso. And so powerlifting takes a lot of mental pressure and a lot of mental ability to control your body and be comfortable with an extremely uncomfortable amount of weight. And the thing is you're always going to have to continue to load heavier and heavier. So it will always continue to put you in these very high stress, uncomfortable situations during your workouts, and that way you can learn to be more uncomfortable in the real world when it comes to like your job, when it comes to high pressure sales meetings or high pressure interviews and trying to get better at your career. You already know that you're able to sit there with 400 pounds on your back and be comfortable. So what the heck is it to sit in an interview and try to negotiate a better wage for yourself, or ask for your boss for a raise, or go out there and start that side business that you want, because you're already doing it every single week in the gym with extreme amounts of weights that could kill you. If you're comfortable with such an extreme pressure, you're able to accomplish these crazy feats of strength with your body. You're able to do it with your work. It's actually easier than probably your body, dude. You know how hard it is to work up to a 225 plus bench press? You know how hard it is to get a 405 pound deadlift? Dude, if you can focus on these things that are very linear progressions in your strength training, you can absolutely transition that mental pressure. And specifically for me, it's been in sales calls and high pressure meetings and doing things that are a little bit out of my comfort zone when it comes to business. Reinvesting into the business, putting a lot of money on the table into yourself. If you're already putting a lot of pounds on the table into yourself, dude, money is no different. And so you can grow tremendously by putting yourself through immense pressure in the gym on a weekly basis. And so that kind of concludes what I wanted to touch on with powerlifting training. But there is, of course, immense other values in powerlifting that you can take away and transfer to your personal life as well. So more onto the bodybuilding side of things. Bodybuilding is going to be a lot more of what you do outside of the gym. The training is important, and I would argue it's still pretty up there with powerlifting training. However, you're going to be using a lot lighter loads most of the time when it comes to your training. And so yes, you do have to push hard, you have to train to failure, and that is mentally difficult, but it's going to be a lot more specific to your diet and your willpower to resist the food noise and to do your cardio when you're tired and to go to sleep on a consistent basis. Bodybuilding is way more time consuming than powerlifting because you have to be on it 24/7. And so how does that transfer over to real life? Well, you are going to become basically the most disciplined and consistent version of yourself if you're able to control what you eat. 99% of our population has no idea how to control what they eat, and they're fat because of it. And so if you can accomplish this feat of consistency and this lifestyle of bodybuilding, you're going to be built for business. Business and entrepreneurship is very difficult, and you have to put in a lot of work 24/7 without exactly seeing the results right up front. And so bodybuilding and business are extremely hand in hand. If you have the work ethic and consistency to keep up with your body and to keep a six-pack year round and to diet and to sleep and take after your water intake, track your lifts consistently for 6 months, 12 months, a year, and years and years and years, because that's really what bodybuilding is, you're going to crush it in business. And so while powerlifting, we have more of a high pressure in the moment type of situation, bodybuilding is a much more long-term, drawn out personal growth. And so the two combined together, if you have both, you will crush it in business. And that's truly why I believe I've been able to get to where I am today. In only 2 years being into my business, I've been able to buy my own first house at 20 years old. I have 2 cars completely paid for, and I'm doing quite decent for myself at a young age due to the values and traits that I've developed amongst swimming, powerlifting, and bodybuilding. And so I encourage a lot of you guys that are in the gym, or maybe you're just now getting into the gym, to not pick one or the other necessarily, but spend your first 2, 3, 4 years in the gym learning how to train for powerlifting, learning how to train for bodybuilding, investing into yourself to get better at these invest into coaching, invest into learning how to do better at it. Find friends that are in the same kind of mindsets and circle that you want to be like, because you will get so much further ahead so much quicker. And when it comes time to really take that opportunity in your personal life, or maybe that's right now, you're in this position right now to get onto a new business, or work for a new company that's going to pay you more. It's going to be a little bit more demanding of a job. You need to be training yourself and training your mind to be prepared to take on these difficult lifestyles. And so I'm going to wrap up the video right there, guys. Please drop me a comment, let me know what you thought, and a like if you made it through this whole video. I really appreciate you guys checking this out. I know I haven't posted in a minute, so I'm trying to get back on that more consistently, but thank you so much for watching through the video. You guys have an awesome attention span if you made it to this point, and expect much more videos from here on out. Let's go. See you guys.